Hi, I'm Scott Brighton, and this is my presentation on Module 1. This image on the page was generated using Midjourney. I used the prompt iconic Berlin landmarks surrounded in meadows with walking trails. I took the resulting image into Photoshop and used generative AI to add a flock of sheep. Local initiatives adopt and incorporate green spaces into urban environments. They source materials such as wool and food products from surrounding areas, as well as engaging in urban agriculture practices, and do so to reduce the need for shipping and carbon-intensive processing. Sustainability will encourage greater numbers of people to live in dense urban environments, use more efficient mass transit to travel longer distances, while integrating functions so most people will live within walking or cycling distance to their place of employment, schools, shopping, and entertaining areas, greatly reducing overall travel distances required. Berlin has a rich history of lots of conflict, wars, industry, as well as the Bauhaus, which was a German design school from 1913 to 33, which emphasized a cohesive functionality of programming through more simplistic geometries, introducing modernist styles of architecture. Mies chaired the Berlin chapter from 1930 until the school closed in 1933 under pressure from the Nazis. However, the design concepts established at Bauhaus are still significant in the architecture of Berlin and even throughout Europe today. Mies worked in his father's stone carving shop and moved to Berlin to apprentice with architect Peter Behrens from 1908 to 1912. His last work was the Neue Nationalegalerie, which opened September 15, 1968. The plan of the New National Gallery is divided into two distinct stories. The upper story serves as an entrance hall as well as the primary special exhibit gallery totaling 28,880 square feet. It is elevated from street level and only accessible by 3 flights of steps. Though it only comprises a small portion of the total gallery space, the exhibition pavilion stands boldly as the building's primary architectural expression. This rendering, also done with Midjourney, shows a conceptualization of what the new National Gallery might look like, integrated with more landscapes and agriculture. This shows an isometric perspective of the site of the new National Gallery, shaded in red, as well as highlighting the green spaces and waterways of the local area. The new National Gallery Museum is located in the Berlin Cultural Forum along the banks of a canal, one of many of Berlin's iconic waterways, including the River Spree, the Havel, and the Dam rivers, the Köpenick Canal, the Berlin Spandau Ship Canal, the Berlin Guggenau Canal, the Berlin Muggelsee Canal, and the Tegerler Sea, the Telltale Canal, and the Muggelsee. The waterways are linked with parks and numerous green spaces and walking and cycling trails. The site is located within walking distance, only a few blocks away from Berlin's Tiergarten and Zoological Park and Aquarium. Over the past 25 years, Berlin has made great progress in adopting green space, walking, and cycling trails. Residents of the central urban district own fewer cars than those in surrounding areas due to excellent public transit options. The new National Gallery is located within walking distance of the Berlin Wall on what was the west side. Berlin has an abundance of waterways in the form of numerous lakes, canals, and rivers. Renderings showing the effects of shading at the site of the new National Gallery in Berlin at sunrise, noon, and sunset as it would appear on the day of the summer solstice. As is typical with much of Berlin, the surrounding buildings are not particularly tall, and the site plaza is large enough for shading from is large enough to prevent shading from the surrounding built environment, playing a minimal role, only during the first hour after sunrise. However, Berlin is more overcast than much of Europe and is not an ideal location for solar PV panels. While solar renewable energy isn't well suited to the Berlin area, I will lend significant consideration to the integration of natural lighting within the space. In the conceptualization of my partie, I will consider the iconic modern architecture of the surrounding built environment. As the new Nationalegalerie utilizes highly symmetric geometries, I plan to adopt an asymmetrical morphology in a complementary way, drawing inspiration particularly from the Berlin Jewish Museum, which I find very intriguing and compelling. This view shows another isometric site map. And this is a plan view of the new Nationalegalerie refurbishment by David Chipperfield, and is presented by aasarchitecture.com. This drawing is at a scale of 1 to 200. This shows the building front elevation at various scales. I look forward to moving on to the next module and conceptualizing an addition to the new Nationalegalerie, which addresses sustainability, fairness, equality, and community engagement. Thank you.